money and your savings to make more money for you. And with me, I have Mr. Sanya and Mrs. Jovia, who have come to enlighten us. Now, before we went into a break, we were talking about all these, listings and stuff. Now, companies are finding a challenge, especially on the African market, that the measures that are taken for the company to be listed are quite stringent, and some companies shy away from these listings. What is the Capital Markets Authority doing about this, and what is the procedure of listing a company anyway?
Okay, thank you very much for that question, Anthony. I want to answer the question in a wholesome way. So there are issues on the company's side, and maybe there's some issues with the market that we're dealing with. So I'm going to just combine the two. Now, yes, listings have been a bit few, but when you go to the exchange, there are two segments of the exchange. There's the main market, which is for companies like MTN, Uganda Place, mature companies. Then there's what is called a growth enterprise market segment. Now, which hasn't had a listing yet, but that's for like the smaller companies.
Okay.
Now, what you want to do as an entrepreneur is to have affordable capital that you can easily repay without too much stress. Now, the capital markets ecosystem has the solutions for you. The first solution we do is license people like SPG. There are others like Crescent Capital. There are these firms that are called investment banks that are supposed to listen to you and what you need. They're supposed to understand you. The CMA has invested in what we call an issuer education program. If you're a company owner, even if it's a small company, and you're looking for solutions for us from financing, we have people that will come and meet you. We pay them, you don't have to pay them. You will walk them through what you need, what your aspirations are, and we'll prepare you to receive financing from the capital markets. We have that program. So anyone that has that need should just email us, info@cmauganda.co.ug. Now, there are various solutions depending on the age of the company. So if you have just begun your company, we assume you don't have a lot of collateral. You don't have, it's usually supposed to be difficult for you to borrow sustainably. Many people make the mistake of borrowing expensive debt, but when you are just starting, there are some options for you. We have what is called sometimes venture capital, and we have many. There's a lot of money seated there. There are people, there are firms that give venture capital and are sitting on a lot of money. We have Power Capital Partners who we oversee. PCP has about, it has more than $2 million in a yield fund. Money they have gotten from the EU and NSSF to actually, and they have been able to save companies who are struggling with debt. Wow. They bought the debt and gave them some money that was able to be paid at very affordable rates for a very long period of time. They're very patient. So your company might be at that level where you need someone to help you, not just with the money, but with expertise. So venture capital, we give you both the money
and the expertise.
We also give you people
to come and teach.
So let us say you have a chicken business. We help you with buying the feeds cheaply and also new markets to sell. So you may have been selling just in Kampala, but we might know that there's a market in Jinja and Entebbe and Balada and need a truck. We buy the truck. We consider it a debt, but we haven't lent to you because of collateral, but because of the potential you have. So then you grow from 10, maybe 5 employees to 15. And then the money begins to flow. Once we get our money back, then they leave.
Is there an interest rate for that?
No, there's what is called an internal rate of return. So we target a particular return. So we say we've given you maybe, it can be $100,000. There are companies that will consider you once you make in sales 30 million a year. They will come and lend you. They will give you, I won't call it lending, they will give you, but there is a target that we give you. We give you 30 million and maybe we want to make 50 million. So then they join you to
make that 50 million.
Once they make the 50,
they take away.
You don't make the 50 alone. They're with you. So once you make the 50, off they go.
Yes.
So, and then you can be handled by another firm that begins with a billion shillings.
Oh, yes.
So
you keep expanding
so you
and
keep
growing and growing.
Now,
so,
as you grow, they will help you with keeping your books well,
yes.
Help handling customers well. Your operations begin to move free. Right?
Yes.
So once you move from that level, these people who have given you money through venture capital or private equity can then list your company through the gems, and then you can graduate to the main market. So what we need is these people who are having chicken businesses, bakeries, all these small businesses,
transport businesses
come to us. We help them make their operations better, have better books of accounts. Then they can qualify for the gems. Because few people have good books to go to the gems. The gems requires 3 years of audited accounts, and you have to have some systems. We require that to protect the people who are going to buy the shares. We don't want a company to list today and collapse
to the next day. Exactly.
So we want a company which is having good operations, such that our listed company can be there for 30, 40, 50, 100, several years. We want you to grow.
Yes.
So as opposed to eating the whole of 1 million that you make in a year, why don't you eat 60% of 10 billion shillings?
Exactly.
So that's what we want to do. We want to grow you to that point that you can easily get bank debt and pay it off easily.
Yes. Wow.
You need these branches that grow, that ambition. This is why the capital markets is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sanya. So I see, because now companies that are starting up and all that, they also need these opportunities to raise their capital and expand. And I think in Uganda, we are listed among the countries that have the highest startups, but as well the highest close-ups.
So because they don't come to us.
Yes, definitely.
They should come. We have solutions.
Yeah.
We have a company called Autos Capital, which is in venture capital. And they've been helping companies with some enterprising ideas.
Yes.
There are companies that have been developing these beetles that eat they put them into the latrines, they eat
and they eat up all,
and then they convert that into some sort of energy and some sort of fertilizer.
Yes.
Those are interesting, compelling ideas
which people can actually,
that are not easily understandable, but these guys have put some money there. They have put money in seed companies, companies that create seed for the farmers, companies that are into transportation, and some of these companies have just been startups, just no good customer clientele yet, and they take them up.
But they take them up and train them and try to grow.
Give them some, how do you do the taxes, how do you do this financing? We even have what is called the deal flow facility now. So if you're a medium company and you think you need about 2 billion shillings, we have the deal flow facility, which is a joint venture between the Capital Markets Authority, the European Union, and the financial sector depending in Uganda. So if you need about that much, $500,000,
they're open to that.
The money is there.
Yes.
We just don't have enough people to take this money.
Take it up. Yes.
It's a lot of money.
Yes.
So much.
Yes.
From start, from the small guys
to the big guys.
2 billion is just the start for the deal facility. Maybe you need 10 billion, 30 billion. The money exists. So I don't know why people cannot come.
They're shying away from this.
Money. Whether you need 30 million, you need 10, 20, 30 billion. We have it.
Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Sanya. Back to you, Madam Jovia. Now, the SBG, as we said, is one of the broker firms in Uganda. What are some of the products that SBG actually trades in?
Okay. So at SBG, we have different products. Among the products, we have the unit trust, and then we have equities.
Can you throw more light a little bit on the unit trust?
And then the fixed income. Now, for the unit trust, like I already said, is a collective investment scheme. Now, under this, there are different funds. Among the funds, there is a market money fund. Now, in the money market, this is basically for people who are short-term investors. It's short-term, less than a year. So if you have, let me say you have a project out there, like 3 months project or 2 months, and you don't know where to put your money, bring it, we invest it in the money markets fund. So with the money markets, it's short term. Basically, we invest that money in bills, because bills are also short term. And then there is a balance fund. Now, balance fund, this is for people who are in for long term, because the money that is invested in there, we put it in bonds. Like bonds are long term, more than 2 years. So for people who have their money and they're not going to use it in the short term, we'll use that money to put it in the balance fund. And then there's the umbrella fund. With the umbrella fund, this comprises of both short and long term. Now basically this is mainly like the pension funds are the ones who invest in this. We do both bonds and bills, because they are both short and long term. Then the last one is the equities fund. Equities fund is basically for long term. We invest that money in only listed companies, not only here in Uganda, but within the region. Yeah, so in this fund, whoever money invested in there, we're investing it only in equities. Yeah. Then another product that we have is the actually, let me talk more about the
unit trust.
The unit trust. Yes. Now for the unit trust, if anyone invests in the unit trust, what are the benefits? Because people are there, yes, Joe, we are talking about unit trust. How will we benefit in the unit trust? There are different benefits that people can benefit from. Number one is that when the money invested in unit trust, the interest is compounding. Actually, someone even mentioned it. When we say compounding, what we mean here, your interest, let me say a person has invested in this month of April, May, interest actually is calculated on a daily basis. So if you don't withdraw that interest, it's calculated on a daily but paid at the end of the month. So if you do not withdraw that interest,
it compounds daily.
It compounds daily.
So if it's 10%,
yes, so you can
every day you have a 10%.
But it keeps on, it's not fixed.
It's not fixed.
It's not
interest
fixed.
on interest.
Yes.
Interest on interest. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so it's compounding. So carry that interest, add in the principal, so it keeps on making you more money. So your interest makes you more money. And if you don't withdraw it even at the end of the month, we'll also add it on your what? On your principal to make you more money.
Wow,
yes, and then another benefit is that the minimum is only 100,000. So people are there, maybe you're talking about unit trust, I need a lot of money. No, you don't need billions, you only need 100,000. And then you can do top-ups of 50,000. If you give us the initial deposit of 100,000, next time maybe you don't have the 100,000, you can give us 50,000. So you can be doing top-ups of 50, and top-ups can be done anytime. When you give us a top-up, we are going to add it on your principal. That's the beauty with a collective investment scheme. It's not like a fixed income, whereby if you give us this, next time when you come, it's a new investment. Here, it's what? We add it, like top-ups are added on your principal every time you do a top-up. Yes, and then another thing is that it's so liquid, especially if you do the money market fund. It's liquid in a way that you can withdraw your money in a month's time. The shortest period is a month's time. So you may have a project, maybe you have a function now, like parents who are taking back kids to school.
Yes.
No, they're only given 3 weeks. So where did you put that money? So you'd have bought it in the money market fund, and now kids are going back to school. You redeem and get back your money. So it's so liquid in a way that whenever you need your money, you'll get it within 24 hours. And then another thing is that it's managed by professional managers. People do your research. You out there, you have your money, you don't know where to put it, or you may know where to put it, but you don't know which fund the money should go to. So this money is managed by professional managers. They do the research about the market. They know which fund is good, which market is good to invest in within the region, not only here. So the money is managed by professionals. So you be there home or at work, safe, knowing that, oh, my money is handled by professionals. And then another bit is that they risk averse. No, like in a way that it helps you to diversify. So it helps you to diversify
your risk.
So yes, your money is put in different baskets. So you get an opportunity. Let me say, if this fund is not doing well, like especially the equities, which is long term, the fund managers will use that money, so they spread it within different funds. So the diversification of your funds. However, like also collective investment scheme have downsides, but there are only 2 downsides. Number one being that there is loss of control. So as an investor, you won't be able to tell us that, you know what, Jovia, as SPG, we've given you this money, please put it in this fund. No, leave it to us, because we are professionals, we know where to put the money. So there's that loss of control. You will not dictate and say, like, I want my money in this fund, this fund. No, it will be us to decide, because we know what is good for you. Like I said, we tell our service to that client.
So I become your baby, because you know exactly what I need.
They have what is called an investor. There's what they call a statement. So they have to listen to the investor initially, and then they recommend a suitable kind of plan. So you as the investor know where you want to go. You have your money. You have a discussion with these professionals, and then you allow them to make you as much return as you can.
Yes.
Yeah, depending on your age.
Maybe
what is your age?
Maybe I'm not interested in investing in British American tobacco. I don't like anything to do with that according to my principles. So will they override that and say it's making money?
They have to abide by,
conform to your
by your policy. So you help them create a policy.
Yes.
So you may say use alcohol people, you can make money, but
I don't want to invest
in
money
off alcohol. So they should incorporate that. So you can tell them some of these things, and then they can say, so the rest of it. There are like 2 companies. There are 18 listed companies on the Securities Exchange. There are more companies in Kenya as well. So just taking out some of those few doesn't really.
Are we limited to only Kenya and Uganda? Can we go to South Africa? For now. I think we need to hold a discussion on that as well, because of integration and of other markets.
I interrupted Jovia.
Yes, it's okay. Yes, Jovia.
And then another downside is that there is that annual fee that you pay, the management fee.
I was just about to ask you. Everything sounds so good, and you guys, it's like you're making no money.
So there's that small fee that you pay. It's really small, and it's paid annually of 2%.
Or 2% of
the value, the total amount they've given us. So it's 2%, and it's charged annually. So we won't charge you every month or whenever you invest. No, it's an annual fee that you pay. Yeah, so those are the downsides when it comes to the collective investment scheme. Then when you go to another product that we have, that's the fixed income. Fixed income, basically people who want to go direct. They say, I want to invest direct in fixed income. Yes, I know when we do collective investment scheme, we do use that money to invest, but the people are like, you know what, I want to go direct.
What do you mean direct?
Like you do fixed income direct, you hold it in your CDS account. So there, we have 2 types. There is the treasury, the short-term one, and then the long-term one. So the treasury bill is the short-term investment where it's a public debt. You lend government money for a shorter period of time, so less than a year. So we have 3 months, 6 months, and then a year. And then we have the bonds, which are long term. You lend government money for a longer period of time, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, up to 15 years.
If I could just say that what Jovia meant by direct is that you decide that you are going to manage your portfolio. Yourself. So you can say, you're Anthony, I've been in this business for a long time. I think I can do better than these people at this speech. So you begin to buy and sell these instruments
on your own.
Yes. The other way is when you trust Jovia's professionals to make the money for you. Yeah, so you have the option of doing it yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is your role then, if at all I'm doing the fixed income?
You're doing it direct, because now remember, we are a subsidiary of Standard Bank Group, so we are attached to Stanbic Bank. So and Stanbic Bank is a primary dealer in this, so definitely will help you open up an account and then invest.
Okay, so they will just help you open the account, in other words.
Yeah, you need the account.
Yes, definitely.
You need the account because you can't invest without it.
Without the account. Okay. Very interesting right there. I would like to go back, Mr. Sanya, to you on the issue of integration. Kenya is doing way better than us in terms of integration. Yes, we sold this idea of the electronic IPO and stuff. Yeah. But when we go to Kenya, they are already making ventures into integration with the African market. Like, for example, the West African market. There are 7 markets that actually are coming together. And the Nairobi Exchange is part of those companies. I mean, the exchanges that are going to integrate. Have you thought about this for the Ugandan stocks to integrate into the African market?
Oh yeah, the CMA, the Capital Markets Authority, is part of the global International Organization of Securities Regulators, IASCO. Yeah, so we are part of the global body, not just the African one, but we're talking the whole of Africa.
Yes.
And the CMA itself has MOUs with regulators in South Africa, in Nigeria, and we're also part of the East African Securities Regulators. So anything that's happening on the global level, that's happening on the African level, we're aware. Now, the exchanges, the discussion of the exchanges is more of a discussion of the markets that we regulate. The Capital Markets Authority oversees securities exchanges, like the Altex East Africa, Uganda Securities Exchange, and there can be others. There is talk of Uganda Commodities Exchange coming.
Yes.
So the discussion of integrating these exchanges is at that level. We oversee these people who are talking about integrating. So it's not us, we regulate that market. So the Uganda Securities Exchange might decide to form a closer cooperation with an exchange in Nigeria or in South Africa. It can even be London.
Yes.
Why don't we think
the London index?
All producers very soon. Big boys.
Yes.
And we're going to be playing with the big boys very
Yes.
soon. So we can afford to think even globally. But that is a decision that is made about, I think there have to be some similarities around the markets.
Yes.
There has to be some
Common objectives.
So as and when we arrive at that commonality, then perhaps the Uganda Securities Exchange or the Altex East Africa, or even the Uganda Commodities Exchange, which will come, which will be a big thing, can have that discussion. So I think that I can't say more about that because that is at a level which is a bit lower than we are right now.
Yes.
But what I want to assure Ugandans is that you're not missing out a lot even without this, because the whole point is you want to make money, you want to make profit. You can make a lot of profit right now. The highest profits are in Africa, East Africa, where we are. So we're in a high profit environment. So you are not missing out too much, as it were. But as and when the markets see that they are ready for this integration, they will. But everyone is looking for more money.
Yes.
So it's not like we don't want to make more money. When they see that there's a good money there, just don't have any worry about that.
As we conclude this discussion, I would like to just throw a few things before we go. When you look at the African setting, the investors that are mostly investing in this are actually foreign investors. If at all you check, people, especially in Kenya and so on, where the stocks are really, really, really active, foreign investors are investing more than the local investors. What can we do, and what are we doing as you wind up? What are we doing to encourage local investors to actually invest in bonds?
Thank you very much, Anthony. I will answer part of that, and
yes, Jovia.
we're doing some work with Jovia on that. So one of the issues we've seen has been an awareness issue. Yes. People have not been aware that you can earn interest every day in what's called a passive investment. You put your money with Jovia, sit back, do other things, travel, come back and say, Jovia, where's my profit? You can be a landlord on that level. So we have gone around in various ways. Showing the piggy banks, one way encouraging saving. We have done, right now we're going to universities around Uganda, teaching the books for capital markets. We have what are called investor resource parcels. Jovia is one of them, and we have about 8 of them. We're expanding the list. We hope to co-op teachers around the country to expand this. We're teaching Ugandans. In the last financial year, we had 67 outreaches on radio. At least we had also 12 TV outreaches. We came to Smart 24. Among them, Jovia was here. We have also done social media. We've been very active there. We have also done what are called webinars. Televised webinars, we did about 2, but we intend to actually do more this financial year. We're going all around Uganda, spreading this gospel, and we've seen growth. That with the assets under management by collective investment schemes have improved. From about a year back, we were just at about maybe about just over 600 billion.
Yeah.
Now we're at $1 trillion.
Yes.
With accounts opened, we're 8,000 only.
Okay.
Just about a year or two ago.
Yes.
We're at 32,000 and growing. We hope
Yeah. I'm
that with the app, we can have maybe
more
10 million accounts.
Definitely.
Our
That would be
targets are
interesting.
ambitious.
Yes.
40 million Ugandans, 44.
Mm.
Where can we have maybe 30 million of these
Definitely.
accounts?
Yes.
So we are really thinking long term.
Thank you.
Jovia, can
Yes,
you-
Jovia.
Thank you so much,
As
Samuel.
also give you a parting shot. Yeah.
Like Samuel said, in fact, number one, you need to ask yourself, why aren't Ugandans investing? And like Samuel said, it's awareness. They're not aware. They don't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
But as long as someone has the knowledge, they'll invest. So what are we doing? We work hand in hand with CMA to reach out to people, sensitize them, tell them about. In fact, we've seen the impact through this. When people become aware, trust me, when you have the knowledge and where to put the money, people are investing. And like with the app, you don't need to come to us. So many people are in remote areas and they don't know how to reach us, because remember the offices are only here in Kampala. People are out there, they have their monies, because remember now we're doing things manually. You have to fill in a form, other people have to download the forms.
The bureaucracy is too much.
But now with the app, within
indirect.
seconds you're done. You open up the account, you bought, you sold. So, and not only in one product, in different products.
Yeah.
So trust me, with the app's launch, we will be able to reach massive numbers.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mrs. Jovia. Thank you, Mr. Sanya, for your time, for the knowledge you're putting out there. Fellow Ugandans, this is what we are talking about. Stop keeping money in that box. Come and invest your money. This has been Financial Markets, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Good morning.